Hello, my name's David Hetherington. I work as the Woodland Advisor for the Cairngorms National Park Authority, the organisation that looks after the UK's largest national park. One of the special features of the national park is its woodlands, which range from the beautiful birch woods and aspen woods of the valley floor through the ancient Caledonian pine woods right up to the montane scrub woodlands high up in our mountains. These woodlands punch well above their weight in terms of looking after rare and endangered flora and fauna. They're a minority habitat. They only cover about 15 or 16% of the national park, well below the national average, and yet something like 40% of the national park's biodiversity is found within these wooded environments. Woodlands can contribute a great deal in the fight against climate change. They can, of course, sequester a huge amount of atmospheric carbon. They can also aid in natural flood management, helping to slow down water flow at times of high rainfall, and equally help store water in the landscape during periods of drought. And one thing they can also help with is shading watercourses from rising water temperatures. We're seeing temperatures in some of our watercourses of 27 degrees, which is well beyond the point of 23 degrees when we know that Atlantic salmon start to shut down and die. So we really need to reduce water temperatures, and having trees along the riverbanks in the summer months will help to cast shade on them and keep the temperature down. And of course, having trees on the riverbanks will mean that in autumn we have leaves and other organic matter entering the aquatic system, feeding invertebrates and a whole range of other species from then on. Those riparian woodlands also have the useful function that by being long and sinuous in their shape, they can actually act as habitat corridors, woodland corridors snaking across the landscape and connecting woodlands together. And that can all help with allowing species to adapt to climate change by migrating across the landscape to reach landscapes further north, for example, or perhaps higher up the hill to help them cope with the rising temperatures. So here in the Cairngorms National Park, we wish to look after the woodlands we already have, but we also have ambitious targets for expanding our woodland so that they can contribute more in the fight against the biodiversity crisis and the climate emergency. Currently, we have targets of expanding our woodlands by 1,000 hectares per year, which is above the national target average for Scotland as a whole, so ambitious. And we have met those targets, but going forward, we wish to increase those targets so we're expanding our woodlands by even more. We're especially keen to see more native woodland because of its significant contribution to flora and fauna. We wish to see woodlands expanding up hillsides and creating a more natural, higher tree line. We're really keen to see woodlands connecting better across the landscape so there's a strengthened forest habitat network across the national park which allows species to disperse, to find mates, to find new habitats and indeed migrate and adapt to climate change. Woodland expansion in the Cairngorms has been happening through a mixture of planting and natural regeneration. And the level of natural regeneration is far higher than any other part of Scotland. We have thousands of hectares where nature is ensuring that the right tree is in the right place. And that's the sort of healthy mix that we wish to see going forward. By creating bigger, better, more joined up woodlands, we're creating a more resilient habitat that can continue to be home for a wide range of animal and plant life, from the tiny wood ant to the delicate twin flower and the charismatic wildcat and capercaillie. We would love the Cairngorms to be a more resilient, more diverse, more vibrant place for both nature and people. We would love to hear your views, not just on how woodlands can contribute to fighting climate change, but on a whole raft of issues from housing to tourism to nature conservation. We're currently consulting on the next National Park Partnership Plan to cover 2022 to 2027. So please take the time and let us know your thoughts by visiting the consultation website, which is
cairngormsviews.co.uk.